Hi, welcome back to Two Kims One Pod.
Hi.
I'm Peter Kim.
And I am Unji Kim.
Thanks for coming back, Unji. It's 2 weeks away.
I know.
I signed up for a meditation and mindfulness class today because I need help. I'm getting scared.
I literally just told Jack
I'm freaking out.
Yeah, that I've like literally gone like full. I'll send you the name, but I've gone like full. This like a mutual friend of ours, like just in terms of like just seeing Christian nationalists everywhere. Like they're infecting everything. No one's taking the threat seriously. Like I feel like I am going insane, and it's like a thing that I've decided to focus on because I'm listening to so much electoral math. And I'm listening to so many pollsters dissect the voting behavior of people. And
there's a lot of misinformation out there.
And truly, it is making me crazy. Like, it is actually making me crazy.
Yeah.
Like just
it needs to end.
Yeah. Like, it just, like, rip this Band-Aid off. Please just either paralyze us. Like, we all need to be in wheelchairs. Like, this anxiety is killing me. The anxiety is killing me.
I'm down to become Wall-E right now. Just a feed tube. I'm tired, and also my mom's coming election day.
What?
So not only do I have to be anxious all day about our democracy effectively disintegrating before our eyes,
you have to be mad at your mom
at LAX.
Wait.
So a lot's happening. It feels like, we've been staving off this reality.
Yes.
For a long time, and it's like coming to a screech. And I just wish, like, the aliens really need to come now. This is the time.
Please, like the Deus Ex Machina, like Deus Ex Machina, like whatever
Deus
things,
Ex
just
Machina,
like just take us away.
I was thinking about the rapture, the
Deluge,
Christian evangelical
yes.
rapture, and I was like, what if it was like a mass alien abduction? What if that's what they were talking about?
That's Heaven's Gate, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Beep boop bop boop. Yeah, like I'm ready
for it. I'm ready for it.
Wait, why is your mom coming into town?
Because she can't get Christmas off or Thanksgiving, so she's coming. She got like this random time off, and she's also staying with us till that Wednesday, and going straight to Vegas. I mean Friday and going straight to Vegas.
Okay.
So she's. I think this is how she's going to ride out the end of the world, is just working and living in this medical clinic.
And then spending all of the money in Vegas.
In Las Vegas, yeah. And this is what makes her happy. And here's what. I have been so like, maybe it's because I'm also facing the end as it speeds down the interstate.
As it hurtles towards you in the form of this election. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, okay, Mom, go absolutely off. Live your life, queen. I'm like starting to really have ultimate acceptance for her. Like to the point where I'm like, IDGAF, bitch. Like really, God bless you and Godspeed. Like...
Okay.
I'm like delusionally detaching.
All right. So like what's crazy is like right before we got on, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about. And it was literally like, how much unhappiness do you think you could stand? Like, what is the nature of like, because what you've just described is such like a razor's edge of both deep unhappiness and despair. Right? And some form of nirvana.
100. I think within lies the event horizon, where no more light can escape.
It's just,
we've gone interstellar. I also was thinking about this. This is how, like, I've been aptly anxious and mentally ill this week, with everything happening, And I was thinking
Truly.
about like, okay, what really is the meaning of life? Like, why are we here?
Okay.
Why am I here? Why is anyone here?
And your answer was aliens.
That's what I'm hoping. No, and just last week I was with some friends and we were talking about like, I was talking to a friend who had lost someone, and they had gone from being like having a spiritual idea of after death to now accepting there is nothing.
Okay.
And being completely not like nihilistic about it, just like being at peace with that.
IDAGF.
100.
Yes.
Yes. The blink and the cold dark.
The abyss. Yeah.
Respite.
Yes. That actually sounds great. I get to rest.
Yeah.
I get
not
to
get up.
If this is
good.
done, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Get up for what?
Yeah.
So they were talking about that.
What song is that? Turn up for what?
Turn
That's
up for
actually
what?
that is
Turn
the
down for what?
Turn down for what?
That was a moment, huh?
It was.
We're gonna look back at that. It's like, wow, turn down for what was a moment. No, so I've just been thinking about the end a lot, and what that means for us to end. It means that we are finite, ergo, we get to die. Meaning we're not everlasting, meaning there is purpose for whatever little or medium or a lot that we've done, whatever the fuck that is.
Yes.
And I think when I boil it all the way down, me personally, it comes down to, I think, closing the chapter and looking back at this chapter of my life or this life and going, how much of my dignity did I give up? And it starts at 100 and it goes to a negative 100.
I want to use it all. I want to. So you're getting
You want to be
dignity on
depleted.
credit. Yeah, you're getting dignity on credit.
I want to get out. I want to. This is how I think about it. But going back to casino to circle back to my mother sickness. I want to beat the house.
You want to beat the house?
At least net positive 1.
Net
like
positive
I don't want to.
one.
I don't want to go out at 0. And I feel like in my other lifetimes, I have a gut feeling that I've done that a couple of times.
Wow.
Like depleted my dignity, or even like borrowed credit.
Yeah,
for the
I'm
next
going on credit. I mean, who's gonna come collect? Okay, nice try, bank. I don't think so. I'm walking out of here. I don't know what the interest rate is, but I'm sure it's a great deal. I'm not fucking paying. If I have that dignity on credit, if I have that dignity on credit, then yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's nothing afterwards.
That's what I mean. Is that like, what else do I have? Well, you're saying that like, you might as well use it up because it's the only chance to use up your dignity.
Yes.
Right?
Especially
like,
in the scenario
YOLO.
you just described. Yes. In the
YOLO.
scenario you just described, yes, that there is no wheel of destiny, that for some reason energy does not coalesce. Like, because the negative to me is what's intriguing in this equation.
Because I'm thinking about Diddy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about if Diddy had multiple lifetimes and this was his nth lifetime, and he has really depleted his dignity.
Yes.
And not just depleted, but like is negative for the next lifetimes.
Yes.
This seems like someone who's been borrowing on credit so much that they're defaulting and filing bankruptcy and waiting 7 years and filing bankruptcy again.
Right. Too big to fail. Yeah.
He's just never not been negative. And the universe keeps giving you a chance.
Yes.
Be like, hey, this time around, you're going to You gonna do something good, you know?
You gonna get to fuck over L.A. Reid or no? Who is it? It's what the fuck is his name from the original Def Jam? Was it Def Jam? Because like
Russell
the place
Simmons.
Because there was a place that he worked, was an intern, and he stole Notorious B.I.G. and Mary J. Blige from, and started Bad Boy. So if you're describing a scenario in which the universe that is neither good nor bad, right? Just so simply is, right? And
transactional
and is giving him all of these opportunities, and he is squandering it every single time. I mean, I think that is a morally bankrupt person. Evidence of an amoral universe, right? Not immoral, but amoral universe, because there's something about it that is rewarding him as well.
Yeah.
Like he's lived a life and been in a position of power in order to do all of this. You know, because it's like his power enabled him to do this on a scale.
But it is like, it's almost allegorical at this point, like what he has done or he is alleged to have done.
Yes, alleged.
And again, back to being the end, like I'm really looking at this and being like, wow, at least publicly, I'm sure there are worse people out there who we don't even know anything about. We only like could dream screenplays about. But
sure,
Diddy's at least widely, at least in the history books now, this very, not just evil, but vile and cruel alleged
yes
perpetrator, almost like literary. You know what I mean? Like, and so when you say a universe that rewards this kind of person or soul is amoral because if he keeps coming back as this type of person,
in a position to inflict this type of cruelty on an order of magnitude, right? Because there are people that are just as depraved, just as cruel, and just as vile, but
they're keeping it local.
Exactly. They don't have the power. They have to keep it local.
Or access.
Yes, absolutely. So they could only affect the people that they know, the people that they are immediately friends and family with, right? Whereas with Diddy, allegedly, he got to inflict and spread this to people that he did not know on an order of magnitude simply by virtue of the access he had to money and to power, proximity even, you know, because he was doing it to everyone. Yeah. I mean.
So, yeah, it just really makes me think, like, as we barrel towards, you know, the denouement here, that that this type of character arises in our, like, public global history.
Oh, at the end. You're talking about like Nero and like Caligula.
Yeah, like it kind of feels, right? Like it feels like almost like biblical. You know, like
yes. They
said, you know, like in Revelations there was this like dragon that like this whore was riding in red, and these depictions of John basically on mushrooms or something, like having these fucking visions of this like great evil monster. And like this feels that like that thing, you know, in so many ways, especially like in the West at least, how celebrity worship centric we are and capitalist centric. Like this is a celebrity billionaire whose reach is almost impossible to untangle in Hollywood.
Yes.
Maybe that it's web. Just because I'm in Hollywood, it feels grander. I wonder if it's like a blue collar worker who's just like, what? You know, like they don't give a fuck.
I mean, yes.
You know, like I'm sure it's because I'm a writer and entertainment that it feels so like, and I'm trying to always connect things back to the Bible. But it does feel biblical. Like this amount of like all the allegations coming out daily, weekly, new lawsuit. I mean,
The Abercrombie guy? Yeah.
the Abercrombie guy. Oh my God. And you knew, I mean, I had my gay awakening at the Abercrombie and South Street Seaport. You know, like I knew there was nefarious gay stuff happening. Like look at the quarterly magazines they would put out. It was gay porn.
No retail store needs to be that dark. No retail store needs to be that loud,
bumpin'.
that bumping,
exactly.
And it literally felt like when you walked in at a certain point, because
like gay
Abercrombie
coke
was
then.
yes, literally, it felt like going into a club's bathroom.
Yes.
To do cocaine. Like
it smelled like that too.
It smelled
Their
like
cologne.
that. The cologne, absolutely. It's
the
like
cologne smelled like date rape.
Yes, like seared into my mind, that like sort of antiseptic, like
almost citrusy, but not. Yeah,
that coke. Oh my God, I'm getting like nummies right now in my mouth. Like just like truly, like the feel. Like gin tastes like that too. Gin tastes like coke.
Juniper berry.
Yes, there's something about it. Absolutely. Floral. But like metallic,
but acidic.
Too. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that all these things seem to point to end of times.
The reboot is near.
That because we have reached this like saturation point, that we've created so many idols. Right?
Yes.
That there are all
false
these like
idols.
false idols, that there are all these antichrist-like figures that have taken up way too much
of the public's imagination.
Yes.
And thereof.
And of our hearts and devotion. Our faith is in these things. No longer in the institutions, no longer in each other. We believe in like the most noxious, vile.
Yes. Well, we worship them, but I think what we believe in now is not God anymore. It's a dream of a richer us.
Yeah, because it's not even that like you'd be happier. It is so nihilistic.
Richer.
Yeah, it is really just like having more stuff. I've been talking about this a little bit.
Being less scared, because a lot of it is driven by fear.
Of course.
You know, it's not to say it's not our fault. It is our fault, but we are being manipulated into this mass hysteria.
So, as you
know, like they don't face this in Denmark.
So are you saying this like the denouement is near for America, or are you saying for world?
I think it's one and the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's one and the same. I think America is so toxic that if we're going down, we're taking everyone down with us.
You like it's like Soviet Union style, because you know what was like very I just listened to this, that like only 22% of Americans believe in our government.
What do you mean believe? Like that they're working for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
And whereas like in the 70s, it was like 70%. So like Watergate obviously made a big dent. In the 80s, like, sort of all the savings and loan stuff, Reaganomics, like these things are making hits, taking hits. Then there's Clinton with all the scandal. Yeah. But to me, that is such an alarmingly low number of people that do not have faith in our government to keep like roads clear. You know what I mean? Like that's so alarming to me. That is a level that is comparable to Soviet Union at end times. That people were simply bartering with each other. There was only an economy that existed outside of the currency
Government's reach.
Yes, outside of the currency of the Soviet Union.
Bitcoin.
Get to dig in for that Doge. And so mine for it.
No, I mean, yeah, it's silly to not look at how cyclical And, you know, all, like you said, Nero, like all empires fall. And like we have been falling for a while. We're just like falling slowly. But, you know, I don't know. Once they take out a satellite, like, what the fuck are we can't do this podcast without internet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's so, we're hanging by a thread in how much we're reliant on satellite.
This
Like, it's easy to take people out without bombs now.
Yeah, a way of life. Absolutely. I think that, you know, part of my fatalism and like feelings of despair around the election are absolutely rooted in this same idea that, yeah, I think that like, because that's what I'm afraid of with Trump's like election, that it would be that it would just be.
It is going to be that. It's
Yeah.
just Trump's going to make it like faster, I believe. I think it's coming either way. I mean, North Korea is sending their troops.
Okay, so this is not typically a newsy podcast, but like truly that news made me
I was
insane.
shivering. Yeah.
Insane.
It shook me. I was like, they're moving their troops. You've literally never heard that since the Korean War.
Yeah, no, none of these soldiers have ever fought in a combat zone or anyone except each other.
Yeah. Largest standing army.
Yeah. Yeah, it's China and like that, yeah, and longest run, yes, North Korea. So they've never actually fought anybody or been in an active war. And so in maybe what, 2 generations, right? 2, maybe 3 now.
3?
Yeah,
Almost 3.
and so they're pumping them full of that meth, and then they're sending them over to the Ukraine
to kill the Ukrainians. Yeah.
I mean, I guess because you know Putin is freaking out. Like basically,
He should be. He's losing control.
Because right now they're roaming the streets, being like, the bargain they're making with all free men is that, hey, if you go and fight, you will not go to jail.
That's a great deal. That's a really great deal for me.
That's
I don't like jail. I don't like fighting, but I hate jail.
That's Minority Report shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like preemptively, we're like, oh, are you afraid you're going to do a crime? Well, let me tell you, I've got a deal for you.
Yeah. Amnesty.
Amnesty to whatever crime you may or may not do, which you probably will do, because one of the crimes you will have committed is not following this rule.
Exactly. You're going to be a criminal either way. So
you might as well
be on the
come
right
on.
side of history. Yeah, that's scary.
It's so scary.
Imagine
I mean, like,
being a young man there. Because they're not recruiting women, right?
who knows? Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, can I tell you, my husband is feeling like some sort of version of like
patriotism?
No, it's like a sort of like strange survivor's guilt. Because like there's like, if just given like a small twist of fate, he could be in either Israel or the Soviet Union, right? Or in Russia right now.
Right.
And either be going to war or going to war.
Or getting bombed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true.
And so he's very much like invested and obsessed with both of these
Yeah.
like military situations and in both wars. And so and he cannot stop circling back to that. Like, if not for a small twist of fate, if someone in his family had not had the wherewithal and the dream to just leave.
Yeah. But how lucky. Like, you should be thankful.
He is, but it's like, it's also couched in this sort of strange guilt. Because like, I get
that. I get
because
that.
It's not as
far
far
away. Of course
away.
you're going to feel, because it's so close to home.
Because it's not
that's
like
gotta be tough.
'cause
Does he
it's not-
know anyone involved or no?
No. I mean, everybody that he knows left, but like,
oh, that's good.
But it's like, you know,
He could have not left.
Because I mean, I think that they had like his like grandfather's half brother was ever, but they left already, and they're very old. But it's like also, you know, if, for example, if you or I, there was like ever like a true military, like the war reactivated, right?
I was just about to say, like, we're only a generation away.
Right. And so even that,
I mean, you could be a mom in Korea having an incursion from the north happening.
absolutely.
Like literally in February, because this escalates over the holidays. You know what I mean?
Any of this is possible, but we're further enough away from it, I think, to not feel like it could be, like truly feel like it could have been us.
Yeah.
You know?
It's because it's not actively happening.
This is true as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it'd be like to like grow up there.
Fucked.
Yeah. It's fucked. But it's like, I actually wonder if my anxiety around it is making me like, what do you compare this to? Is this like level of despair comparable to what? Do you think it's comparable to 2016, 2020? What do you think it's comparable to?
I think 2020 was pretty rough, so I think nothing will be as bad as 2020. Famous last words. 2016, I was gobsmacked. I really was looking at these polls like, no way, you know? So now that they're saying it's so close, I'm like, what's happening? Maybe it's not close. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm less emotionally involved with the election itself and the outcome of the election because I think it's going to be bad either way. No matter who wins. There's going to be unrest because this has been seeded for unrest for 4 years now.
Right.
This is like, if you want to say their like retribution time. So I'm just kind of mentally, spiritually preparing for unrest in general, no matter who wins. Obviously, I want Kamala to win, but if it goes the other way, it goes the other way. And like, I guess we're just going to have to like go back into fucking survival mode, you know, like how it was like in 2016. 2017 when we started this. And here's what.
That's crazy.
We've done it before, so we can do it again. Like, what's going to happen? What's the worst that could happen? He lock us all up for being on YouTube?
We're so much older. We're so much older. I don't know.
It's kind of like the burden's not on us almost. Like, we've fought the good fight. There's a lot of there's people in their 20s.
You've got all the power. You've got all the energy.
You can fucking go into government. Like, do it. Or maybe I'll get into politics. I don't know.
Yeah, you got the metabolism for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
You got the hormones.
What would happen? Let's do some role play. Let's say it did go the other way. Worst case scenario. How are you preparing yourself? Are you like going to the gym? Like, what's...
Am I starting to lift weights? Like... I honestly, Peter, I really have not even engaged with the possibility.
I know, but it's time, right? It's time.
What do I think? What would I do if it went the other way? I think that I am going to need like a week to just like get
process.
And then I guess I have to I have to resubscribe to all these fucking
donations
and podcasts again. And I just restarted it all over. I mean, I flirted with this before, but the idea that we cannot convey and communicate to people the true danger of having someone who is an authoritarian like fascist person. Mm-hmm. The fact that we cannot communicate that is to me really just like, to me, like as a Dem, like that to me is just like such a shame. It really is infuriating. Like to be the party of English majors, marketing majors, right? And creative people, and we cannot communicate. Like, to me, this goes back to like the schools.
I think we've tried. every single way. I just don't think that is an issue.
I mean, listen,
You know what I mean?
I understand political differences. You want a tomato, I want a tomato. You want potato, I want tomato. You know what I mean? I get all that.
Uh-huh.
But like we can at least agree that we want to eat food.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the part.
I don't think so. So yeah, my question remains, like, what do you do?
I don't know if I can get activated in the same way. I mean, really being honest here, I don't know if
Same.
I can activate in the same way. Just bandwidth.
I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
Yes.
I just don't know if I have it in me. I
might need to make a lot of money.
I mean,
that's like something I have. Not that I'm like not trying to, but like I think that might be like.
Not that I'm not trying to, but
I'm really not, guys. I'm really trying.
but
not really. You know what I mean? Like I think I would have to go like I would go cold and make an insane amount of money.
I mean, this is what I've also been trying. I mean, again, I am progressive, but yeah, please know that I hope to be one of the rich that you eat in the coming revolution. Like, I would love for you to come nibble on me in my mansion. Like, that is what I want. I've been trying to do this this entire time, but like,
no, I'm not even talking about like getting rich. Sorry, I should have finished my thought. I think I need to get rich fast and leave.
Leave where? America or
Leave
this
America.
planet?
Whatever's faster. I might have to go. Like, either like, I don't have to leave the country, but like, leave the city. I might
see.
need to be alone.
Okay.
Woods.
Ground. Yes.
Silence.
Well water. You have your bunkering.
Unplug.
Yeah.
Like, sure, if it gets to that, but like, I think if that happens, I just need to like unplug, like turn off, like hibernate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if and whether that's here or like France, whatever, like something's got to give. I don't think I can do 2016 again.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I just can't. So whatever I did then, count me out.
I'm good. I mean, I agree. Like, I just don't have it. I don't see it.
And I don't want to. I'll be honest right now. I just don't want to.
My anxiety around it is, I think some of it is rooted in this idea. Knowing that I cannot recharge. I cannot reactivate.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I think that's why I have to either like unplug that way or unplug like my soul and just make money. Just to like protect myself, because then it's survival mode.
Right.
Like, forget enjoying my life and expressing myself. Like, I think I'm gonna have to just turn it up.
So this goes back to my first question, which was like, how unhappy do you think you can be?
I'll be honest. I don't think I can be that unhappy, because I'm pretty happy on a day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have a lot of stress in my life. I don't have a lot of drama, annoyances.
Mm-hmm.
I've really like created a life free of most annoyances.
For sure.
So I don't know. I don't know how unhappy I'm willing to be.
Fascinating.
Like, maybe we're talking about two different things. Like, how much am I willing to suffer or struggle? Like, I'm struggling now, and like, whatever. Like, that's fine. But like,
I'm talking
I'm
like
not unhappy.
Yeah, I'm sort of talking about like a more existential kind of unhappiness, like the kind that that this sort of election would sort of or even
bring upon, like,
yeah.
if it,
or even not even
well,
just
that's
that.
what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I think if that happens, I don't know if I could sit here and do it. It's like I would like try to escape one way or the other.
Yeah. I think I could compartmentalize. Like, I think I can.
Okay.
I think
Go
I
another
am.
4 / whatever he decides his term limits are.
Yeah. I mean,
Start
I think.
Netanyahuing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or Modiing the whole thing.
Oh my God, Modi. I will say that I do like stuff like something like that. I think I could clock and sort of like decide like we gotta go. You know, I think it's almost harder as an immigrant kid to like do that though.
It is because like where do you go?
Where do you go? And then it's like,
I mean, this might be dumb, but maybe Korea. Like
maybe
bring it back full circle and die there.
Like fly your plane into the ground there. Like
no, like live a life there until the northern incursion, and then relive history like my ancestors did. See the peninsula lit on fire
as we just like sink into the sea. Yeah.
As the great tsunami wipes us away.
I mean, I think
I don't know. We're all gonna die at one point. It's like you get to at least choose.
Absolutely. So like for me, the sort of like abject unhappiness that I think I would feel living in Korean society might be
would be worse than here.
It would depend. I never thought I would say that, but it would really depend.
Yeah.
I never thought I would say that, but that's what I mean. Like as an immigrant, like, as someone who really fucks with America and democracy and like all those things, because you have a different perspective, because you see how fucked it is everywhere else. There is a rising conservatism and kind of authoritarian sort of wave coming across all countries everywhere. In Europe and Spain, Greece, like Italy, like all these places have very, very right-wing, scary things happening as well. They don't have as many, they don't have as insane of a person who is running for president. Not yet though, right?
They'll get there.
They'll get there. So
they all do.
Like, like Venezuela used to be normal. Like I remember a time.
Yeah. It was a non-problematic, yeah.
Yes, before. Yeah. And so, like, it's all of this stuff is, I think,
it's very close.
It's very close. Like, and so I really, as someone who fucks with America in this way, I feel like that is a deep lesson I've taken away from this time in history. How flimsy democracy.
Our rights are? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, people who, you and I make a living and a purpose on talking shit. So that we're going to be the first ones to go. You know what I mean? In an authoritarian state. Like, what do you think what's going to happen to us? Like, comics, YouTubers, anyone who's like talking shit is going to be the first ones to go. So like,
yes, censored, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So how would you pivot in an authoritarian state? Like, what would you do? Like crafts? Like you're like you like making like little dioramas and shit.
Yeah.
What skill do you have for the state?
So I start making little like Trump figurines that like show him being much bigger than the White House, right? Like he's
boom.
like,
okay,
you know what I mean? Like he's like holding the White House in his hand. Yeah. Like his hand is so big, even though it's actually small. If I think about like a non-creative life, I really do have a tough time. Like I think I'd go back to school, honestly. Like get a certificate in HVAC.
Okay. Yeah. Something. Something
like something like mechanical, something like you need to service this in your home. And I'd go and I'd do this and like, because I don't know if I could sit at a desk doing something like that. Not when AI can do my job. Yeah,
for sure. I don't know how I would pivot. Probably like cooking.
Cooking. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go to culinary school
Okay.
because
Yeah.
even authoritarians got to eat.
Yeah. We're all going to try to curry favor in some way. I mean,
Yeah,
I
we'll adjust, I guess. No, but like I don't know.
Or
I don't
do
know
you
if
think
I
that you
want
could?
to. I don't
Do
know
you
if I
think,
want to.
or do you think that you would start doing content and comedy that was
On the dark web.
like unproblematic, clean?
Oh, squeaky clean.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know if I like. I'm not even in. No, I don't know if I want to.
I mean,
I'm not making a living doing that, so like, I'm not gonna like. I guess depending on how much it pays.
I mean, we got 100 dignity
Shuck and
points
jive.
on credit.
Yeah. No, you're true. You're right. I don't know.
Because I mean, I know
I
people
live such a comfortable life right now. Although broke, like I live such a like good, creative, fulfilled life.
But you don't think? I'm not saying
I
that
don't
you would
think
have to do propaganda, right? I know people that strangely
You're talking about
enough-
children's TV?
not just that. So I
What?
know several people that worked in Russian TV and media.
Mm-hmm.
This is post Putin, so like as he's like being sort of like the draconian like lockdowns of stuff, and also I mean let's be honest, Russians aren't really known for their humor anyway. So like all of them did stuff like sci-fi and fantasy, and they also wound up. I just saw Max just saw one of their names on a children's like history thing.
Sure.
Again,
Okay.
that again wasn't propaganda, but also wasn't entirely accurate.
Gotcha. Okay. No fact checking.
Like it was like selective information that was
Sure.
being
Okay.
highlighted.
All right. Yeah. Soft prop.
Soft prop. Like I mean,
Yeah.
arguably all of our history books are some version of that.
Sure.
It's not like we give the indigenous people of our continent equal play inside of our social media, social studies books. So,
Yeah, that's true.
you know,
I don't know. There's something like enticing about moving to Korea, because, like, I found it so hard to be here,
Mm-hmm.
and just for a second, if I could be in the majority and give it a go, like there's a part of my ego that wants to know that like I could get you too. Bitch, I'm global. Like I there's something about me that like knows that I have to gain the Korean people's adoration.
This is a daddy mommy issue.
Like America's not enough.
Yeah,
I think it's like granddaddy grandmommy issue.
Yeah,
Like
because America is mommy, Korea is grandmommy, granddaddy.
it's almost like America. You know how like I started comedy in SF and I was like, but I got to go to Chicago to see if I'm really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know I'm good here. Whether I'm like making it as much as I want is beyond that. You
Sure.
know what I mean? Like that really doesn't have anything to do with me. But I know I can go anywhere in these United motherfucking States
Yes,
and crack that ass up. But
it's true. He can, and he will.
can I do it in Korea? And that's really the validation I think I need.
But why?
Because I think in my soul, I'm Korean.
Sure.
And I desire that. Like my first laugh is through someone who was Korean.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's like saying like, oh, I got the Korean Americans on lock. Like Joe Coy's got the Filipinos on lock here. You know, like I got the
Yes.
Korean American adoration here. It almost like that would be amazing and thank you, and not as juicy as the mother fruit.
Okay.
There's a longing that I cannot deny.
I see. For that approval, that validation.
Yes.
Because
For
you're couching it in a way that like you want to exert and express your supremacy and like skill in being able to procure their laugh. But that's the razor's edge like before. Like in one way it's about your skill and you procuring it, but the other one is like they have to you're
They're
asking
giving it
something.
to me.
Yes. You're asking for their validation, their approval.
Well, that's how I know that I can do it. Like, how does a comic know that they are funny unless they hear the laugh?
For sure. Do you think one thing is greater? Like, do you think your want for their like approval is greater or less than your need to get their laugh, to express like your competency?
Like I did it.
Yes.
Versus
that you were able to do it.
The
It was
latter.
the fact that your expression of your skill versus
I need their love less than my skill validated.
So it's ego over.
It's more ego than need for. I mean, it's both ego.
Yes.
It's all ego. It's all ego. At the end of the day, it's all about how much thrill I am getting from making you laugh. Like there is a hierarchy for me of races. Like, you know, full stop. And it goes Korean and everybody else. No, it's so true though, and I know that's like so nationalistic or whatever the fuck, but like it is very Korean coded of me to be like Korean number one. But like it is because it is my people. Like if I was Taiwanese, I would say Taiwanese. It's about getting my people's laugh is more important to me than it is getting white people laughs, black people laughs, Latino laughs,
Sure,
whatever. Like all of those are. And by the way, I think for me personally, getting a black woman to laugh is right under Korean man and woman.
Yeah, I would put it next to.
She is like right under that.
Yeah.
And then it's black men
Yeah.
further under that. And
I mean,
then it's
truly,
every other race.
to be called stupid by
Literally said that last night to a crowd of black people.
to be called stupid by a black woman or a black man is truly such a gift. Like
Such a gift. And then because this lady was doing the exact opposite of stupid, she was this. Like I did the joke and she did this.
oh no.
And I said, ma'am, do not nod at me. How dare you turn around right now? I'd rather not see your fucking face than a black woman nodding without smiling. That is, I'm going to give up my fucking career because of this.
This is a lecture.
Yeah.
You've just been read to filth with the nod. Okay.
She's like, keep it moving. Keep
Yeah.
it moving.
It's like the way that is such a coded way of saying, like, you know, that TikTok lady that's like, people are so creative. It's like,
yeah.
it's like, look at you. You're being so creative.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. You up there.
I mean, I don't feel this as acutely. Maybe just because
You
like
don't. Yeah.
no, and also some of it's just because like growing up on so much like Korean comedy,
Yeah.
like it's just very different.
Well, I think that's what it is, Unji, is
Mm-hmm.
because I grew up in Korean comedy, is that I want to 개그
Yes.
in the Korean way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to get into that zone of comedy
Because that is sort of the reason why both of us are just such hams.
Yes.
Like absolutely. Even though my even though my personality or like whatever my content does not like super reflect that, but the way that I ham and the way that I like just am physically on stage is absolutely because of Korean television.
Yes.
Mug.
Yeah, exactly. It's all Korean television, and I want the Korean audience's laughs. I need it. I'm gonna make it happen.
So
2025.
If Trump wins 2024, what that means is for Peter is
I'm gonna make as much money as possible,
and then go to Korea to start a second career. To start a second career, and become the comedy star in Korea.
Exactly.
It kind of sounds like you want Trump to win.
Hey, I'm saying I have a plan. And if Kamala wins, I'll just keep doing whatever the fuck I'm doing here. So come on back next week and check us out.
Is this the moment when we find out that you're a Trumper?
I put on the MAGA hat.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I got to tell you about New York before we go.
Yes, please.
Also, quick shout out to our friend JJ, Jen Jackson. She is a Patreon member also and a friend. Thank you, JJ.
Long time Patreon member.
Long time.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting us. She and her friend wrote and she directed a musical I'm sure you're aware of called Shipping. It was so fun, so funny, so absurd, wild. It was all our friends from Chicago, so that was a bonus. And just talk about ham, like just watching Andrew Knox ham on that stage. And Ryan and Jordan Lee Cohen, and it was just really and Eric played music in the show. Brian Hevron Smith, brilliant musical director. It was just a celebration, I will say, of talent, of comedy, music. It was exactly what I was talking to you about a couple of episodes ago. Like I'm like seeing a lot of like comedy music, and it's like good, and it's really inspiring me. So it's incredible to be inspired
by friends. It's always so exciting and fun to be inspired by friends. And JJ is always that person for me. Always that person. Yeah. I read a review of the musical that ended by saying, literally that there's nothing that could be improved in the show.
Literally, have never heard that before in a review. Like, that's crazy to me.
It's crazy. Like the reviewer was like, literally, like, I cannot think of a single thing.
Yeah. That's rave reviews.
That's a rave review that could be better. Right. That could be improved, and was like signing off. Please, this needs to go somewhere.
Yes, like and it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah,
and I'm excited for it. It was such a rave review.
Yeah, I know, and they'll get more. As they get into bigger spaces and hopefully bigger budgets, and it's really exciting. And it was just like it's so cool to see good stuff by people you love. It's really something.
I mean,
it's really something.
We've talked about this before. Like, if you can be friends with someone, whose work you didn't respect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not a friend. That's not a friend.
That's not a friend. That's a cohort.
So, yeah. That's a colleague.
That's a colleague. Now, I will say I was in New York. We haven't talked since, right?
Yeah.
It's been I've been sending you some shots of that. I realized that we were talking a lot about that and we should not be. So I don't want to go into too much detail, but it was an incredible experience. First of all, shout out to New Fest. They are, it was a wonderful festival, LGBTQ film festival, A Nice Indian Boy.
Peter's movie that is in. It's called A Nice Indian Boy.
Yeah,
where Peter's also receiving where Peter's also receiving rave reviews as the comic relief. Being
insane that they're mentioning me. It's really crazy.
Being called out specifically.
Collider had such an insane review. Like it was such a long, thoughtful review, and I was right at the end, and they shouted me out. loud and clear. Thank you so much. Like it's been cool to be mentioned in something that I was such a like ancillary part of, like a supporting thing. Like they don't have to do that. So the fact that they do the extra effort to call me out it feels very nice. So
I mean, it's a snowball from the edit, from on set, then the edit being favorable to, I mean, the review. Like it's not a coincidence. It's not just them being nice. It's like everyone was behind you because of the performance. You know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think you're right. It is
so exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. I hope people get to watch it.
It's so exciting.
Either way, it'll be a nice thing for the first quarter of the year. So it'll either direction, this thing goes.
Wait, by the way, I just booked a movie too.
No way. What movie?
The movie that we both read for. Remember the love language one?
Wait. Love Language is a movie? I thought it was a series.
No, it's a
movie. Wait, what role?
So, I read for a character that would have had several scenes and, had a bunch of lines. And then I booked for Cat Lady with one line.
Yeah! Wait, that means they loved you so much that they were like, oh, wait, have her do this thing, because they were like, we're going to cast this other person, but we love her.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I auditioned for a role with a different role, and then I got this one.
A meteor one. Yeah. And then you got the one-line role.
Hey, role.
But you're in the movie.
I'm in the movie.
Yay! That's amazing. Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, it is what it is, but it's I'm very excited. It's like actually like a pretty big movie though. Like Chloe,
it's gonna be in the theaters.
Yeah. It's like actually gonna be in the theaters. It's like Manny Jacinto, Chloe Moretz, Grace or whatever, Lucas Gage, all the stuff.
Wow. Where's it shooting? In Chicago? Wow, that's amazing.
I know. So
wait, is this the first time you'll like see yourself on this big screen?
Yes, this is my first feature film, like in an actual theater.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Because I booked Candyman.
Oh, and then you couldn't do it.
Yeah. And then I booked like other feature films that are like indie small stuff.
Right.
But this is this would be the first one like that I could go to a
studio film.
So we hope maybe I'll get cut out, but I don't know.
Hey, even if you get cut out, you still booked it and you get paid.
I still booked it. Yeah, I still booked, still paid. So
wow, that's so cool! Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. It's when you were talking about like at least being in New York with all the whole thing, like Peter cannot talk about it, right? We're not allowed to talk about it. But aside from the film festival, how did you find New York returning to it? Because you were so excited about the fall weather.
The fall weather was incredible. Oh my God, the fall weather was incredible. I saw my friends, my high school friends, Christine and Lorraine, who you met. I stayed at Christine's. And it was a great homecoming. It was really, really nice. And I had a random night with a friend, from out here. He was in a short film that I did. And it was very like New York in that like anything could happen tonight kind of like energy.
Yes.
That you just don't get in LA. And
it's the best part of New York. It's the best part of New York.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad that you got to have that in fall. Like, I really was desperately wanting to find a reason to get out there, especially because I want to go see Cole's like one.
Oh, Mary?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I put in for lottery. I didn't get it.
So I would love to go, but the fact that you got to do that, it feels like. Also, by the way, every time you go back to New York, have you noticed that like each time you go back, you're like one rung up? Like it's always like a thing that's happening to you, like for you, and it's like,
Oh, like because I'm only going back for
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
and it's not. And the thing is, like, you're going back for work, but it's not like you're coming back and like doing the same thing. It's always like something that's like a new thing that's exciting, and a new thing that's
Oh.
exciting.
Whoa. That's interesting. I've never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I'm telling you. Also, I recently auditioned for something where I was supposed to be fluent in Korean. So, I had to learn Korean. And then
I was like, how'd you do that?
it was like over and over again, like learning it. But
That's so funny. Speaking of Korean, I was putting myself on tape for something like a cartoon, and they were like, it's for a scientist role, and they were like, this character has a Czech accent. So I was like, oh no. So I went on YouTube and I was like, yeah, so it's like this, and
Yes.
kind of like Russian, and
Yes,
and I
yes,
was just
yeah.
like, oh god, that sounds so bad. So I just did it in a Korean accent, and I sent it to them, and I was like, hey, the scientist is Korean, by the way. I know that's not what they're asking for, but in case they want a different Jake.
if they want to go in a different direction.
Yeah, I literally said that. I was like, in case they want a Korean doctor or scientist. Oh man.
No one's ever. That's true. It's never a Korean scientist. It's always
I know.
Eastern
It's always
Bloc.
I
Like
know.
they're the only ones they're the only people that get PhDs. I don't think so.
Honey, look at Stanford.
Thank you.
Look at MIT. Yeah, I know. More Asian representation in science and math. Enough of this Albanian scientist bullshit. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to this kind of depressing episode.
Yeah.
But, we hope that you guys are feeling bad too, and you should be. If you're alive, and awake, you should be feeling bad. It's
should
not
be
good
worried,
out here.
worried.
You should be worried.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to be like an alarmist, but we should be worried. And yeah, good luck and Godspeed, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.